Hey guys, it's Halo553. Welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing. Today we're going to be checking out the latest random boosters select from Takara Tomy, that being Clock Mirage. So first off, a look at the packaging. It's your standard random booster select packaging. Got a nice image of the prize bay, and then a top down of the two other bays. UX16 random booster. On the side, UX app stuff. And then on the back of the box, it just talks about the bay in question, of course the 3 different bays, and just talks about the new parts. So of course we have the Clock Mirage Bay blade with the new 965 ratchet, and we do get the ball bit as well. And then it just talks about how it's compatible with only certain ratchets. So let's get into this. Now this is the prize bay, so just put that out there. As you can see, number 1. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting random booster for quite a few reasons. Because I don't know if this is going to be what's going to be going forward with random boosters in general, but should be interesting to see. There's the main blade. Sorry for that random cut, I just realized I had the wrong bay there. Anyway, I just got tripped out for a second. There's the bit. And there's the ratchet. So I'll get the parts laid out and we'll go over the bay in more detail. Okay, so here is the Clock Mirage random booster out of the packaging. Now this random booster is pretty interesting, as this is the first random booster where no matter which of the 3 bays you get, you'll get the exact same combo, which is a bit different from the other random booster selects that we've had in the past. Now, I don't know if this is how they're going to be doing random boosters in the future, or is it just an exception for Clock Mirage, but it is pretty interesting to see that that's how they're doing it with this release. So let's have a quick look at the prize bay. So first off, have a look at the main blade. It's a pretty interesting lock chip design. Now this is a UX Beyblade, so the launch hooks are plastic, and the metal has been allocated to the outside design as I drop it. But as you can see, this bay takes a lot of inspiration from Basalt Herogium or Twisted Tempo from Metal Fight, which was really cool. I mean, Basalt Herogium was a very popular bay. Back during Metal Fight Competitive, it was very strong. So really cool to see this come back in a way. But I really do like the design of it. Now, as you can see, very weird design here. Now, what makes this blade pretty unique amongst all the other bays from Beyblade X so far is this bay is pretty selective when it comes to ratchets, as this is only compatible with the simple ratchets. So 455, 385, M85, and the new 965. You can't use the standard ratchets. So if I just bring in a 360, you can see the ratchet lock itself mech is just too big to fit on. But you can fit on these simple ratchets because they don't have that. It's a different lock. And they actually do lock in a bit with the simple ratchets, which is pretty interesting. Now, the main problem with having only being compatible with these kind of ratchets is your choices are going to be very limited. In fact, you can only choose from 4 different ratchets, which is not great. I mean, when we're in this far in with Beyblade X's lifespan, to have a blade that's only limited to 4 ratchets, when we have quite close to 100 different parts, it definitely is very limiting. But I mean, it still looks pretty cool. Hopefully they will introduce more simple ratchets later down the line that will definitely expand Mirage's options. But yeah, at the moment, its options, at least ratchet-wise, is going to be pretty limited. Next up, we have a new part with this as well, 965. So, 9 intrusion points at now that's 65 height. So we'll say this should be a pretty decent part. The simple ratchets don't get used that much. I mean, 455 does get used, but probably the main weakness of the simple ratchets is being a simple ratchet lock. They are a bit more burst prone, but this 965 should be alright. See, it's done in this really nice pink color. And plus, being in between 60 and 70, which are the two most used heights at the moment, this definitely should have a nice little sweet spot in between them. But still, pretty cool. And what I really like about this ratchet, compared to, say, 385 and 455, is the intrusion points on this ratchet aren't too different from the original. So if I bring in a 960 here, as you can see, the intrusion points, they are like maybe a tad softer, but not by much. So, pretty cool. So, this should be a decent part, hopefully. Finally, for the bit, we have Ball. Not a new part, but I will say it's a nice bit to have. Granted, I would have preferred to have seen maybe a new bit. Maybe like, say, a low ball, maybe. Or even just a reused part of, like, say, free ball or something. So, yeah, not the biggest fan of the bit choice. But I can't complain, it's a pretty competitive bit. So with this combination of parts, Clock Mirage is marketed as a stamina type. Alright, let's now also do a quick overview of the two other bays in this Random Booster Select. Now the parts of them are the exact same, only difference is the colors. So here is number 2. Now this is definitely more Berserk Heroium type colors. It looks really, really cool. I like the purple. You see we got this really nice smoky black for the 965 and a gray ball bit. So pretty nice. And then probably my favorite recolor is this really nice yellow and pink. I think I really like the color scheme on this blade. Looks really, really cool. And you got a white 965 with a pretty nice blue ball bit. So we'll say I do like the colors of all these. When you compare it to the Fox Brush Random Booster, I'd say the color choices are a bit weaker, but I can't really complain too much. I do like the colors on all three of these. Alright, let's do a weigh-in for this new Clock Mirage. So the ball bit, this weighs 2.01 grams. The 965 ratchet, this weighs 4.5 or 4.49 grams, sorry. Just for comparison, here it is with the 960 ratchet from the new Cobalt Drake. And this weighs 6.15 grams. So the weight is a bit lower on this by about 1.5 grams. And now for the blade, this weighs 37.88 grams. That is a pretty good weight overall. Now let's just compare it to the other ones. So here's my other prized Clock Mirage. 37.49, so that's actually quite a bit lighter. The O2, this one weighs 37.62. And then the orange and yellow one, this one weighs 37.73. So one of my prized ones is the heaviest. So let's put the bay together. So push and bit. So this is the full combo. I'm not too sure about the yellow ball bit on this one. Now the full weight of this bay is 44.4 grams exactly. Not too bad. I'll be curious to see how this performs with the simple ratchet. But let's give this base some test spins and some test battles. Alright, now for some test spins and some test battles with Clock Mirage. So let's see how this goes. Now with it being on ball, should move around quite a bit. But it's very large in the stadium, I will say that. So it's probably both gonna be a good and bad thing. It's probably gonna be a bit more vulnerable to getting attacked because of its larger size. But still, I mean, it seems pretty stable. It doesn't seem super top heavy. I was a little bit worried about it being a bit top heavy. So that is not bad performance so far. But let's see how it does when it's up against some opponents. Wow, it outspun that again. And that still has a good amount of stamina too. Oh, the lucky burst. That's the downside with using the simple ratchets. You are a bit more susceptible to bursting. And there was not that much aggressive contact between the two. But it was enough for Rod to sneak the win. Wow. Oh, it outspun the Rod. Okay, so if it doesn't get that lucky burst, Clock Mirage, at least with its stock combo, can outspin at least Wizard Rod on ledge. Oh. Yep, that simple ratchet let down Clock Mirage there. Oh. Yep, instant burst again. Okay, I guess that might be the secret for Clock Mirage. That it might actually do really well against more stamina and defense type combos, but is very vulnerable to attack types. Alright, once again. So that is it for my look at the Clock Mirage Random Booster Select. I'll be honest, it's definitely a bit of a mixed bag. Now I will say, the blade itself is really solid. It's essentially, in a way, another version of Wizard Rod. It's very round design, really great for defense, and just gives it enough stamina as well. In fact, a good amount of stamina to outspin a lot of defense and stamina types, including Wizard Rod, which is honestly really fantastic. Now, the main drawback with the blade though is its compatibility with ratchets. Being compatible with only, at the time of filming, 4 different ratchets, and ones that are a bit more bursty, that is a pretty significant handicap. As I will say, when it's up against, say, defense and stamina type combos, and even some balance type combos, it can do well. But when you're going up against, say, aggressive attack and balance type combos, that's really where your problems are going to start. Because being on a simple ratchet is going to make you a lot more burst prone, which is very unfortunate. So it does make this bay quite a bit situational. So yeah, not fantastic when it comes to the ratchet section. And as for the bit, I mean, it's ball. You can't really complain too much about ball. Although I do wish it was maybe a different stamina bit entirely that hasn't been widely made available. Like, say, maybe, I don't know, glide or free ball, or even just a new bit entirely. So not too happy with the bit choice. I do like the 965 ratchet though. I mean, it should be useful, but I'm not too sure with Clock Mirage. But can I recommend this random booster? Well, I would say it's definitely worthwhile to maybe pick up at least one, because the positive thing, one of the main positive things with this random booster is that no matter which one of the three recolors you can get, you can actually get the full combo with just buying one. You don't have to hunt down the prize bay, which is actually probably a pretty cool thing. But still, can I recommend this? I mean, I would say it's worthwhile to get at least one, but I'm not too sure about getting it for competitive, at least at the moment. I mean, hopefully they do introduce a lot more simple ratchets down the line, because that could be the best, that could be the thing that will make or break Clock Mirage when it comes to the competitive scene. But that's enough from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Beyblade X videos in the future, and until then, I'll see you all in the next video.